Violence and turbulence have been an unavoidable factor of the human experience throughout all ages of existence. The concept of peace and security has been an ideal that many from all walks of life have worked to achieve, and although progress has been made, the struggle continues. Human nature and the human condition itself has largely been responsible for the lack of peace and security, as many have argued that violence and oppression is an inescapable trait of what it means to be human. As a result, one cannot begin to examine peace and security in our world without examining the role of the human condition as well, a phrase that is used to refer to the generality of situations humans face in getting along with not only each other but the world. Our first glimpse into the presence of the role of human condition in the exhibit occurs in Courbet's The Stonebreakers. In this piece, we see two impoverished stone workers on the outskirts of town, hard at work on a roadside. This piece explores the condition of life of those in the working class, in a world where the class distinctions made from birth are the ultimate determinant of the quality of life one will be able to achieve. Courbet's painting is unique in that it raises awareness to human suffering and a lack of peace and security in terms of both poverty and social class. This is a unique presentation in a bourgeoisie world where it otherwise would have been overlooked. A lack of peace and security continues in Hannah Hawke's Cut with a Kitchen Knife, a piece that comments on the severe consequences arising from negative human interaction during World War I. Using warlike imagery, Hawke works to kill the machine, an important concept when considering World War I, as the new weaponry, technology, and the trench warfare introduced resulted in a mass number of casualties that were unseen until this era. The role of the human condition in this war cannot be ignored, as Hawke incorporates political figures, weaponry, and crowds into a unique composition through a technique known as photomontage. Comment on war continues, taking form in Kathy Kollwitz's Never Again War. Her work is a personal comment on the negative effects of war, as one of its casualties was her son. However, this personal comment is simultaneously a universal comment in the idea that a lack of diplomacy in the human condition can produce not only grief but other powerful emotions as well. In addition to this comment, Kollwitz makes a unique choice to have a female protagonist in her work, also displaying her progressive vision of women playing a more equal and significant role in society in the future. Jacob Lawrence presents a uniquely optimistic view of the human condition In the North, the Negro Had a Better Education, as he examines a shift in the lives of racial minorities who had played a previously subordinate role in society. The image depicts three small African American children writing on a chalkboard, their reaching and bright dresses implying a reach towards a brighter future. His piece shows an improvement in the human condition in the lives of the Black community, as a better education is not only a vehicle for success, but also provides equal opportunity. Continuing an exploration of the human condition in America, Dorothea Lange's Migrant Mother, California, provides a looking glass into the impoverished lives of the everyday American during the Great Depression. In this powerful image of destitution, a lack of peace and security is threaded throughout, as the turned heads of the children evoke a strong sense of emotional distress. This powerful image shows how the documentation of the human condition can result in relief, as after the image gained popularity, there was a rush of food aid to California. Perhaps one of the best depictions of a lack of peace and security occurs in Picasso's Guernica, where death and destruction is a direct concomitant of war. This emotional and gruesome piece shows the devastation from a bombing attack during World War II of the town of Guernica, which killed thousands. Picasso uses much symbolism in this piece as he shows the losses this action resulted in, whether both cultural or symbolic, as the death of the horse symbolizes the death of the people. The severe consequences of war continues in Maya Lin's Vietnam Veterans Memorial, standing alone in its radical form when compared to that of other war memorials. Her post-minimalist sculpture provides a chronological list of the dead and missing, using granite to create a tombstone, while the monument's submersion in the ground provides a deep grave for those who met their end in the Vietnam War. However, the oppressive nature of the human condition poses other threats that take forms in more ways than just war. The idea that women are inferior to men in society has been a common undercurrent since the early ages of humanity and is confronted by Judy Chicago in The Dinner Party. The piece provides an homage to women in history she felt didn't receive the recognition that they deserved, each piece featuring a different version of the female anatomy correlating to each figure, while using different mediums to represent them. This piece shows human condition in that it evokes a sense of female presence and representation, imploring the viewer to realize the large role women play that is all too often overlooked. Felix Gonzalez Torres' Untitled highlights the aspects of the human condition that society is often too afraid to speak about and confront. His work is unique in that it creates a dialogue about HIV and AIDS through public presentation and suggestive imagery. The piece is one of a kind in that not only does it provide an intriguing visual, but also allows the viewer to create their own inference on what the empty bed truly represents, from love to loss to absence. It is this sense of love or absence determined by the viewer that creates a direct comment on the amount of peace and security in their own personal lives. Where Sculpture with Color provides a comment on the human condition that is more or less all-encompassing, presenting the idea that we are all interconnected and that independence from others can never be truly realized. The red strings represent the tensions and connections between all life forces, while the elemental shape in which they are situated is similar to that of the earth and natural world to which humanity is tethered. This piece kindles the idea in the viewer that the only true way to peace and security is through a mutual respect for each other, and awareness that we are all one part of a cohesive whole.